stupid name. How did you come across the name, and what do you wish you'd called it? Something more corporate, perhaps?
Well, it's funny. So if you've ever tried to get a domain name recently, right? Like
Exactly.
a .com, not one of the weird new ones, but like a full like firstclasscitizen.com, it's hard to get a domain name. And it was hard 10 years ago as well. And I was trying all these different things, and I was like, no one's going to use it anyway. It doesn't matter. We'll just make it like pwned. So I'll use that. And what's quite funny is as it's gotten more traction, particularly it's gotten like mainstream and lots of like government and law enforcement support and so on, people have said, maybe you should be responsible and grow up a little bit and call it something mature. I'm like, no, why would I do that? Because we get to have conversations like this.
It's exactly right. I mean, just for people perhaps who don't know, I mean, most of the audience will know what is pwned. Where does it originate? I know you've got all this on your website, but it's much nicer getting it directly from yourself.
So if you look at your keyboard, the P and the O keys, I've got to double check, they're right next to each other. It's O and then P. And apparently that the heritage of this is that at some point in time, someone playing a game meant to say something like, hey, I've owned you, I've fragged you, whatever it may have been at the time. And they hit the P key instead of the O key, and it's just kind of stuck in the same way as like HODL has stuck. And it just became one of those things. And I guess it became a little bit of a popular culture and a meme thing. Search for like pwned memes, and there's like just people getting eaten by whales and, whatever other random stuff is out there. And it's sort of become a thing where if you're in a data breach, you have been pwned, and that's where it came from.
Troy, before we get into the actual interview, I want to give people details of your social media. You, I believe, have a YouTube channel and you stream or you do live sessions every week or something. Is that right?
Yeah, I've done it every week. I think I'm at 380 something weeks in a row now, which surprises me. And it's like no matter where I've been in the world or no matter how weird my life has been, I've done it every single week for I don't know how many years that is now, 6 years or something. So I'm just troyhunt.com on YouTube.
That's great. So I mean, for everyone who's watching, please go and subscribe. Go and show your love. Troy, on the live stream, can people just ask you questions, or do you have like a theme about that you cover every week or something?
Yeah, look, it's very much interactive. I have a bunch of topics and things which I broadcast in advance, and then I talk about those, and I get a lot of questions. And if I'm honest, the reason it's a live stream is I just worked out it was a lot easier than pre-recording stuff because I was doing it every week. And regardless of how busy it was, I'd always do it. Pre-recording and then editing and then uploading, I just found it was a bit more effort. And I like the engagement. And short of being somewhere where I don't have signal, which only happens maybe once a year, I just do it live every week. And it's fun.
I want to go back to the sort of the origins. There was a specific reason why you created this, right? Something happened with your data, I believe.
Well, there was a catalyst, which was the Adobe data breach. So in October 2013, Adobe had 150 million and a bit records exposed. And at the time, I was writing blog posts about data breaches and doing some analysis. And I was looking at stuff like, hey, isn't it interesting? There's 2 different data breaches and the same email addresses in each one used exactly the same passwords, like who'd have thunk it? And looking at the Adobe data breach, I found my data in there twice, and once was my personal email account, and once was, or the other one rather, was my corporate email account. So I worked for Pfizer at the time, so I had a Troy Hunt Pfizer account, and I thought, well, that's interesting. I'm in there twice. Also, why does Adobe have my data? Because I didn't think I had a relationship with them, but because I was a web developer and I'd used Macromedia Dreamweaver in the past, and then Adobe bought Macromedia, my data flowed to somewhere I didn't expect it to go. So I thought, look, if I'm sort of living in this world and I find this surprising, I think other people will find this surprising as well. And it's funny. It's like we're almost at 10 years, but even now, like almost every week, something weird like that happens. So I swear it was only 3 days ago. I'm sitting there with my wife, sitting outside, and I'm saying, we loaded this Luxottica data breach the other day. And she's like, what's Luxottica? Oh, they make sunglasses and things, Oakleys and Ray-Bans, etc. And she's like, let me just check my old Outlook. Oh, crap, I got another email from you. So she's there going, she's in the data breach. She's, oh, well, okay, that's congratulations. It's like you and 77 million other people.